Hey everybody, my name is Newman. Welcome back to my channel, New Inside Art, and today we are going to talk about the 10 most popular vintage interior design furniture dupes that we see every day. If you're hunting for that mid-century modern gem or just a classic retro find, I've got you covered because we are going through the most popular dupes in store today that will give your home a high-end vintage feel. So let's get into it because you are not going to want to miss this. Number one, we have the Wishbone chair, also known as the CH24 chair. You've probably seen this so many times because it's giving what it's supposed to give. It's designed by Hans Wagner, none of the other. The original design was introduced in 1950, and Hans Wagner had this idea of minimalist approach while also using an elegant style. So if you see the Y-shaped backrest paired with the woven seat from paper cord, it was often made from solid wood, typically oak or teak, offering both comfort and visual beauty. It works well in dining rooms, it works well in office spaces, it works well as an action chair all around. Just by the look of it, the design is meant to feel very airy. It's kind of giving Scandinavian and Japanese type of design, but in my opinion, it can also blend in styles like contemporary and rustic. Funny enough though, its impact made its way into mid-century modern design. So if you have this in your home, people are going to think you're an MCM freak. So the original design typically retails from $900 to $1,000. However, the Wishbone chair has been widely duped over many other manufacturers, and that includes Wayfair, Amazon, IKEA, Rose Concepts, Crate and Barrels, and usually it's for half the price at about $400. So if you're looking to score this is a good bang for your buck. Although the replica does have a similar aesthetic, you are going to be working with materials like molded wood or synthetic fibers. Moving over to number two, we have the classic slip covered sofa. The vintage slip covered sofa dates back from the 18th century to the 19th century. Here's how it was traditionally made. So it was built from solid hardwood, so you usually have oak, mahogany, or beech for durability, often hand carved with elegant curves, styles like Chesterfield, French Provençal, or even English roll arm. It's designed to be removable and washable, so protecting the underlying upholstery. So it shows you how super convenient this was for people in all generations. But now listen to this. The high quality vintage slip covered sofa usually range from $3,000 to $10,000 USD without tax. And it usually depends on the craftsmanship and materials, because a lot of materials can be used like horsehair, linen, and different tailoring like piping, pleats, and skirts. There are a few top brands to watch out for if you really want to get that high quality vintage sofa, like George Smith handcrafted English style sofas. Those are usually $8,000 to $12,000. There's also Cisco Home, which is organic and sustainable. There's also Perennials by Vera Ellen. It's usually a high-end Belgian linen slip, and that usually retails from $5,000 to $10,000. Today we have our duplication. We have a lot of modern brands like IKEA that does the slip covered sofa, and it retails for so much less. These versions are often marketed for timeless appeal for any pet owner, any family owner, or anybody who does crazy stuff on a sofa and needs to wash it all the time. You can find it. So moving over at number three, we have the Canopy Bed. So this was a old furniture, okay? She's a wrinkled queen because this dated back all the way to the medieval century times. This was in the 14th and 15th century. I'm convinced this is where Nosferatu slept, okay? It's usually built from solid hard wood like oak, walnut, or mahogany. It features tall 4 posts connected by wooden or even metal frame. And it's fun because you can cover it with heavy textiles like velvet, brocade, or damask to keep warm from drafty hassles. Originally designed for warmth, privacy, and comfortability. So the best vintage quality canopy bed that you can find today are pricey, and it ranges from $5,000 to $20,000 USD. You can find some at top brands like Restoration Hardware, which is a classic and modern canopy bed from $5,000 to $12,000. There's also Ebenista. This is luxury European style canopy beds that are $10,000 to $20,000. But however, today, thanks to our canopy bed dupes, we can find it at just a fraction of the price, ranging from $1,000 to $2,000. Many Many brands like Article and West Elm offer these, and they're pretty nice looking. Although there is a sacrifice of the structural material, we're just looking for the feel of it, okay? And as long as it really looks like it, who cares what material is used? In certain ways. Sometimes it can be unethical for certain materials, I do understand, but if it's ethical and it looks the same, just go for it. Moving over at number 4, we have our Sheepskin Furniture, which is super popular. We have this going on in all the right places when it comes to modern comfort and durability. Them Vikings had to keep themselves cozy, okay? So traditionally it was crafted through a multi-step process to preserve the softness and strength of the skin. Sheepskin is often used for throws, cushions, even luxurious materials seen frequently in Scandinavian design and even mid-century modern. I feel like it's always the softness that attracts people. The best quality sheepskin usually is modern and used with an eco-friendly tanning process. It's usually sourced from sheep farms, primarily from New Zealand, Iceland. So high-end sheep products, especially from premium regions, range from $200 to 2.5 USD. You can find it in top brands like Nature's Collection, which is in Denmark, $300 to $1.5 thousand. Overland Sheepskin Company, which is in New Zealand, ranges from $200,000 to $1,000. And we have Scandilock, which is Sweden. This is more luxurious and soft and curly sheepskin, which is $500 to $2,500. So luckily today we have faux sheep skins that you can use today. If you're worried about the ethical aspect of it and you want to be more eco-friendly, that is the way to go. And there's a lot of stores like Amazon, IKEA, Wayfair, or even just your local home department stores that has a sheepskin replica. Gives the same plush texture. It's usually from synthetic fibers, and also you can find it at a very cheap price, just as low as like $10. Next at number 5, we have Checkered Rugs, and this I'm surprised because I thought Checkered Rugs were just a modern design that we created later, post all the vintage feels, but it was often referred as a cultural aesthetic dating back long time ago, and it regained popularity in the mid-century era, which is about the 1950s and 1960s. Early checkered patterns were hand-woven using traditional techniques such as knotting and extensive weaving technique like in Persian and Turkish rugs, and even flat weaving seam in Kalim and Duri rugs. The best quality checkered rugs we see today range from $500 to $10,000 US, and by the type of the rug you can see them at so many different places for so many different variety of prices. For example, the Kilim rugs are flat woven since they're from Turkey or Persia and ranges from $500 to $2.5 thousand. Persian rugs are really high quality wool and silk, and they're often hand knotted, so you'll see them from $2,000 to $10,000 for vintage design. Many contemporary designers today have used a mass marketing appeal by capitalizing on these rugs and selling duplications of it, and just like that you can find them at any home department store which is local to you. So coming in at number 6, we have the Ultrafragola Mirror. The original making of the Ultrafragola Mirror is vintage. That is crazy because usually we see this mirror everywhere and it's so modern. It has been so like pop culturalized in my opinion, and a lot of us was finding that tacky, but if you're trying to get rid of this mirror, don't just yet. The Ultrafragola Mirror is an iconic postmodern design. It was created in the 1970s by Ettore Sottsass, and this is an Italian architect and designer. It's a part of his Mobili Grigi. It's like a furniture series blending art and design and functionality. The materials and construction is pretty straightforward. It's made from vacuum formed acrylic, and its signature for its carved wavy frame. It has a neon or LED lighting outside of the frame, which is a soft pink glow or even a lighter color, and it's a very experimental type of furniture design. So the design inspiration behind it was actually supposed to mimic flowy hair, sensuality, femininity, so which makes it a statement piece. So the best quality Ultrafragola mirrors range, okay, and they're pretty expensive. An authentic mirror you can find between $10,000 to $15,000 USD. So it ain't so cheap looking now. Brands like Nova, this is the official maker. It was handcrafted in Italy and that ranges from $10,000 to $15,000. You can find a lot of the version on First Dibs Design Market. Even the mass reproductions offer alternative authentic versions and they range from like $5,000. So it's still up there. Even though this design is considered as a hallmark in the 80s, 70s of Italian design, you can see many dupes of it today that offer the same pink neon light or even different colors lights, generally made with cheaper materials. However, it gives you that curvy appeal and there's a lot of DIYs you can do to mimic that appearance as well. Moving over to number 7, we have the Panthella floor lamp. This is a nice vintage umbrella looking lamp. It's very simple, it's very standard, and it was created by Werner Panton. It's one of the most influential Danish designers apparently. It's a perfect example of Scandinavian modernism and combining a form of function and futuristic design. The materials are usually acrylic. It's a metal dome shade. The original versions had acrylic shade, they had metal shades. It has a trumpet shaped base as well, and it just has a single light source that offers you a subtle glow. That's why you see it's different from your traditional lampshade because you can't actually move it or rotate it in the way that you want. Now, the best quality Panthella floor lamps, there is a lot today, and if you want to get the authentic, it ranges from $2,000 to about $8,000, and you can find it in so many variety of styles. So you can find it as the original classic Panthella lamp is like $2,000. You can find the metal floor one, which is $3,000, and you can find a mini tabletop version which ranges from $500 to $900. There are many individual brands that offer USB charging lights and the whole lamp actually glows itself. That's a pretty cool dupe if you ask me. You can probably find this on Amazon. You can find this on secondhand dupe stores. Very, very simple. So that's what makes it popular. Next, we have the Timberline floor lamp. This is a vintage piece that honestly reminds me of mid-century modern design in Brazil. Brazil has their own mid-century modern design and they usually have a lot of funky shapes, and this lamp seems to offer that presence. It's known for its organic curves, its sculptural presence, and warm lighting, and it's a sought after collector's item. The materials and constructions are usually from curved bent wood stem. So the standout feature is gracefully curved with plywood stem, which gives the lamp a unique sense of movement, and the wood was carefully bent and laminated for durability while maintaining a light and airy feel. You also have a pleated fabric lampshade. This original lampshade was made from cotton or linen fabric, so you know that's expensive because it diffuses a soft and warm glow. There's also a cast iron base with rope detailing. The lamp sits on a very heavy cast iron base. It ensures stability, and there is a woven textile covered cord that runs along the wooden stem, and that adds a tactile and natural element. So there is so many things working with each other with this lamp. This is what makes it so interesting, because you are finding literally materials that have nothing in common and they are all working with each other. So since it's a highly collectible design, you know the prices are going to vary, and if we're looking at Timberline floor lamps, you can usually find vintage originals from the 1970s ranging from $3,000 to $8,000 USD depending on the condition, and you also have reissues that are more like 2023 and onwards that are $2,000 to $4,000, and they're available at high-end designer retailers. But luckily, since we have our dupes today, we can find replicas from $500 to $1,500 on sites like Etsy, First Dibs, and some of your favorite furniture stores that don't necessarily market it as the Timberline floor lamp. So next at number 9 is one of my faves. It's the TOGO chair, and I know you guys seen it before. I know if you keep in touch with all the home decor, modern and popular trends, you've definitely seen this. This is one of the most recognizable lounge chairs. It's from an Italian designer called Michael Decor, and it was made in the 1970s. It has the low profile seatings that we're all looking for. It has the modular design that we're all looking for. It just looks so nice and comfortable. So the materials and construction usually comes from a all foam structure. Unlike traditional chairs with frame, the TOGO is made entirely from a high density polyurethane foam, giving a soft and inviting feel while maintaining the structure. It's also distinctive in pleated upholstery. So it covers like a signature pleating achieved with a certain stitching for it to look folded and wrinkled in a way. And there's a lot of upholstery options like suede, suede, velvet. This is designed to be the ultimate lounging chair, the sloping chair, the chair where you can fall asleep, the chair where you can rock. So the design inspiration was actually from crumpled paper. Michael Ducoy folded cushions to see how it would look like and put it in a way where a human can sit on it. So he was creative. So the best quality Togo chairs, the actual original design, the vintage, it's gonna range, it's gonna be expensive, and you can find it at Ligne Rosette. This is the original making, manufacturer, and they range from $5,000 to $8,000 USD depending on the fabric. Then you also have their 3-seater versions, which are usually from $10,000 to $15,000 USD, and there's some vintage originals that you can find from $3,000 to $5,000 USD depending on what auction it is. And you can even find vintage originals that are from the 70s and 80s that are not necessarily Ligne Rosette, but they are rare editions that have been discontinued and you don't see them making them no more. Over so many years, the Togo Sofa has been replicated, and you can find it in duplication. You can find it in some dupes like Etsy and First Dibs, and they usually range from $800 to $2,500 USD because they are still high quality duplicates. However, you shouldn't feel bad buying the duplicates because they are very long lasting, they get very good reviews, and they can still be made with the high quality standards that Ligne Rosette does. So we're saving the best to last. Coming in at number 10 is the Up chair. And I'm not surprised because this is a way advanced experimental design chair I've seen. It was designed by Gaetano Pesce in 1969, and it has such bold and a really good design story behind it. Only because it's bold and structural shape, it's meant to replicate femininity and the feminist movement. The materials and construction is often molded foam, so the Up chair was one of the first chairs actually used with cold shape foam and making it super lightweight and flexible, and it was originally vacuum packed and would inflate upon unboxing. The curviness is shaped to resemble the female body, so it's specifically a reclining figure with pronounced curves. Also symbolically, it's intended to represent a ball and chain, highlighting themes of oppression and captivity within the feminist movement. It looks like an extremely comfortable lounge chair. I think it might even top the Togo chair, and luckily they still produce this. B&B Italia is the original manufacturer, but they can range in price, and they usually range from $8,000 to $14,000 if you're actually getting it at the B&B Italia authentic store. There's also limited edition collector versions from $15,000 USD, and they are typically super rare, and you can find other normal vintage originals which are $5,000 to $12,000 USD and are still highly collectible. Now, since this design is a very big work of art, you might not find it in your local home department store. However, you can still find it on Etsy and stores like First Dibs, and they can be high quality replicas. It has less expensive materials, however, the look of it is usually the same. It's still nice. As long as it carries the same structural depth, you are good to go to get this chair because it's just so cool. So that is it for our 10 most popular interior design furniture that are duped today. This was a wild ride. There are so many designer items where I just feel like need a dupe as well, because you know, if we are trying to achieve that nice style that we see on Pinterest, that we see in celebrity homes, we don't necessarily have the funds, we should be able to do that if we want. If you really like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me if you want me to do more videos like this. I'm always on the hunt to find the next best dupe in order to put into my home, or even to just recommend on my channel. I really want to know from you guys if you have found the secret gem that has been duplicated, that is at a cheap cost, because I'll be there to talk about it or even buy it myself. So I'll see you next time for sure. Bye.